Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on Sono's life. Yes, it has been a few weeks since my last video. I'm never gonna give you excuses anymore because you know what? When you get a video, you get a video. But I am back with a new one because yesterday we had a very big and unique New Japan show with Hyper Battle. Now going into this big event, there wasn't much for lead up. We had the fallout of the New Japan Cup, there was one show streamed and then a few house shows. But wow, it was a jam-packed match. We had pretty much all the titles on the line. We had some nice warm-up matches, some big surprises, and obviously I am here with a rundown of everything that happened from the very first card, from the very first match on the card, all the way to the main event. So let's get going. Even though it was a jam-packed card with literally every single title match you could ever expect from the show, there were a nice number of warm-up matches. We started off with the standard Hauntai versus Bullet Club. So we had, let's put my men back, God, so Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, Hiroshi Tanahashi and Jado versus Gedo, Bad Luck Fale, Chase Owens, and give me a second, Yujiro Takahashi. Why do I always forget Yujiro? I'm very sorry. This feud is literally building up. Like, we've had God has now cemented themselves in Hauntai because, as I'll say after, at the end of the match, Tanahashi and a young lion gave God and Jado a Hauntai shirt, which is a big thing. The match itself wasn't something to scream about, but like I said, at the end, it was huge. For the first time in forever, Jado finally got the win over Gedo with a tap out. And what was great was the reason for this win was because while Gedo was in the hold, the rest of Hauntai, I guess I can call them that now, had the other members of Bullet Club in the ring, all in submissions. So yeah, this is nice. We've got both teams back on similar momentum. Like I said, the God members have all got Hauntai shirts now. Yay, Hauntai. What was quite funny was that Tama and Jado seemed quite naturally able to put the shirt on, whereas Tangaloa seemed a bit more hesitant. I don't know, it's because I think the shirt was too small and it couldn't fit on his massive biceps. But again, a very nice match. I'm very interested to see what happens going forward. Like, who'd have thought maybe like 2 years ago that Tama, Tangaloa and Jado would end up in Hauntai fighting with Hiroshi Tanahashi? Not me, but that's what happened. The second match of the night, which was Chris Charlton and Kevin Khali, said it. The fact that these four men from LIJ and the Empire, so Tetsuya Naito, Shingo, Takagi, Will Ospreay and Aaron Henare, I almost called him Toa Henare there, were in the second match proves just how stacked the card was. Again, a really good match. I think compared to the first one, the actual content and the actual wrestling in this was amazing. Like, we had Ospreay versus Naito, and especially at the start, Naito actually seemed to like outspeed the aerial assassin, the man who has been known for his speed and agility for years. There were some nice interactions between Shingo and Aaron Henare. I need to stop saying that because we know that for some reason, even when he wasn't in the Empire, there's something about Shingo that's always motivated Aaron Henare. Again, very nice. The LIJ duo got the win at the end. Shingo put on Aaron Henare's glasses and sat in the ring. Again, a very nice match. We then got to the title matches. So we started with the match for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. So it is a team of 6 or 9 with Taguchi and Master Wato as the champions versus the Bullet Club duo, so the cutest tag team in the world, El Fantasmo and Taiji Ishimori. Going into the match, everyone thought it was just going to be simple. It was going to be a Bullet Club win. Far from the truth. It was really nice to see all 4 guys actually wrestling. Yes, there was some frivolity. Like, at one point, El Fantasma and Ishimori managed to get Taguchi and Wato literally in a 69 position. If you're very confused, you need to watch the match. But aside from like a few small shenanigans, there was some very good wrestling. Someone on Twitter said it perfectly. This is the time of the year where people realize Taguchi is not just like the coach. He is an amazing wrestler. Wato, as always, keeps improving time after time. And I don't know what else you can say about Ishimori and Phantasmo. An amazing team, great chemistry. The ending was absolutely hilarious. I thought there were so many near falls. It got to a point where I was like, the Bullet Club duo has to win, right? Wrong. Randomly, while they were doing a roll-up, Phantasmo pulled down Taguchi's pants to reveal some very bright red underwear. Taguchi sat on El Phantasmo to get the win, and El Phantasmo walked out gagging. Yes, now if you thought that was a very random match, we then had the next bout, which was for the King of Pro Wrestling Championship. And we've had some very weird stipulations. We've had the drinking match. We've had more like hardcore stuff. Obviously the original one was in Jingu Stadium. And this one was a no ropes match between the provisional champion Yano and Taichi. From the very beginning it was great. Taichi came out in some new ring gear, very sumo-like. He ripped his pants off even before the match started. Okay, it wasn't a technical genius because the whole point of the match was whoever fell out of the ring first lost. And I think it was probably about less than 10 minutes. With the help of sumo belts, which is the weight, that helped them stay grounded, especially when, you can be flying, but you're not allowed to fly over. Taichi got the win by knocking Yano out. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen next with this title, because Taichi then stood in the middle of the ring and challenged Shingo. Yes, Shingo Takagi, former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, to a King of Pro Wrestling match. So that will be very interesting. Now, obviously, after that, we had a break basically to try and get the ring back together. And there was the announcement of the G1 in the summer, which is very exciting. And you know what? Considering the matches might not have been as high caliber, it was a great first half to an amazing show. Now, we then had the next part of the match. It started off quite bittersweet because before the match started, or any match started, Sanada came out with his IWGP US title and no beard. I think as much as everyone was excited that Sanada had no beard, we all knew what was happening. Back in the New Japan Cup, Ospreay damaged his orbital bone, and so Sanada came out and basically said, I'm going to have to relinquish it because there is no time period set for his recovery. He then went on to say, I want Tanahashi to take the title. Will Ospreay came out, I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm the one who did it, I deserve it. Then Tanahashi came out, told him to shut up, and we have set a match for the Dontaku show in May. So it will be Will Ospreay versus Tanahashi for the IWGP US Championship. As much as it'll be nice to see Tanahashi fighting for that belt again, I am gutted that Sanada had to relinquish it. We then had Hiromu Takahashi versus Evil for the Never Championship. It all seemed quite interesting. Hiromu came out in grey gear with Evil's name written on it, and Evil seemed to have a new lease of life. Yes, Dick Togo was there, but there didn't seem to be as much cheating as we've seen in the past. Because I'm done with the Bullet Club, I'm done with Dick Togo and Evil. But this match gave us a glimpse of what Evil can do, and I think there is a glimpse of the LIJ Evil back. There was still too much cheating for my liking, and as much heart and soul as Hiromu has, it wasn't enough to get the win, and Evil won, retaining the Never Championship. Now, the reason for the first match I said that this was not the last we would see of Bullet Club, the last we would see of Tama Tonga, he then came out and challenged Evil for the title. Obviously, during the New Japan Cup, it was Evil who cost Tama Tonga the tournament, and it will be interesting to see that we are finally getting real nitty-gritty on this GOD versus Bullet Club feud, because so far it's just been a mix of tag matches and a few things in the New Japan Cup. This is serious business. And then after a match which I'm on the fence about, we then had a phenomenal match for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Championship. I'll say it was a very good match, but it's bittersweet. We had the team of Bishamon, so Chaos's Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi, versus the Empire's versus the Empire's Jeff Cobb and Great Okan. First thing, just want to say, wow, Great Okan. If anyone doesn't know, there's a story that basically Okan is a hero protecting a minor from a paedophile. Okay, so Okan has sort of taken that in his pride. Since he's got the certificate, he sort of thinks that people should be respecting him. So that's how the match started. But apart from that, Goto and Yoshihashi were like, yeah, fair enough, you did well. But that was not getting involved in the match. These two teams fought tooth and nail. They are all so diverse. You have Hiroki Goto and Great Okan's strength and power. Yoshihashi's heart. And obviously Jeff Cobb is basically like the all-arounder wrestler. Like, he can do everything. He was doing moonsaults, lariats. And what I like is that this is a fairly new matchup between the two teams. And yes, the Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb are a new team, but the Empire, similarly to LIJ, have this very good connection with each other, and they have made it very quickly. There was such a nice mix of offense going on. There was no one point where I thought, this team is definitely going to win, this team is definitely going to win. In the end, it was actually the Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb that got the win. And as gutted as I am, because you know how much I love the team of Bishamon, I think it would be nice because the Empire have had a very interesting run recently. There's been a lot of losses. We all thought Jeff Cobb was going to win the New Japan Cup and he didn't, because he lost to Naito again. And this is showing that there's a bit more momentum. And the Empire's momentum only increased, and I will have to tell you that in the next match, which was for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship between champion El Desperado and Bullet Club's Show. I said this on social media. If you had told me 2 years ago that Show would have been wrestling for the title, I would have gone, I want Show to win. But you all know what my view on Show has been since he joined the Bullet Club. It has gone from being one of my favourite wrestlers to being one of my least favourite. Now, this match all came because back in the Best of Super Junior, Show actually beat Despy, and like 4 months later, he was like, I want my title shot. The lead up to this match has been very intense. So Show has been targeting Despy's arm, and this was the same in this match. So even before the bell rung, Show would come out of the ring and had pulled Despy into the ring post. Poor Marty Asami was like, right, we're just going to start it. The two went at it on the outside of the ring, and it's very dangerous. Like, Show, yes, I have issues with Show as a wrestler at the moment because he's not the chaos guy, I know, but his intensity is still the same. He has this massive power within him despite being a junior heavyweight. And it's weird because like a few years ago it would have been Show as a babyface and Despy as a heel. But that wasn't the case. And I think compared to the other matches Show has had, this one has been pretty good. There was a bit of cheating, so there was wrenches, there was low blows. But Show has forgotten that Despy is not your typical babyface. He is a Suzuki Good member. He is a Rudo through and through. So as much as Show was throwing things, Despy was willing to give it back. He was kicking Show in the nether regions. He was using power. He was doing things on the outside. But what surprised me was the limitless energy that Despy had. Show was, I'm going to be honest, Show was in control for most of the match. Despy had some very dangerous moves where he flew out of the ring or got thrown out of the ring and hurt himself on the barricade. Yet each time he kept getting back up, which obviously proves that yes, he might be a heel, but he has still got heart. At one point he got Show's wrench, you know, the damn wrench. And I was like, you can use it, Despy. But he didn't, because it seems since holding the title, he wants this sense of honour and accomplishment that he can win clean. Well, sort of. In the end, it was a very, very tough match, like a very physical match. And I think Despy got to the point where he's like, Show's probably going to cheat again. He's going to do something. So when the ref was down, giving him a straight fist, I think 2, to get the Pinche Loco for the win. And yeah, I am very glad Despy got the win. After the match, Ishimori came out and said, I am challenging you again. And then we got a surprise. There has been a few VCRs going out about a new junior heavyweight member for the Empire, and he was revealed today. It is Francesco Akira, who is a former All Japan junior heavyweight champion. I mean, I was a bit stressed because the guy was born in 1999, and like I was looking through and I'm feeling old now. But it's nice to have a bit of fresh talent in the junior division, and it'll be interesting to see what happens at Dontaku and in the upcoming Best of Super Junior, which is back in its May position. If the first bit of the show was amazing, obviously the next and the final main event was phenomenal. It was New Japan Cup winner Zack Sabre Jr. versus Kazuchika Okada for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. What else can I say? Zack had an amazing run, fought some very tough opponents to win the tournament for the second time, obviously after his 2018 win, Kazuchika Okada has been literally on a roll with only one blemish against Tetsuya Naito in the New Japan Cup. You all know what I wanted. I wanted the IWGP Heavyweight Championship to come home because, you know, Zack was saying it's coming home. Unfortunately, that was not the case, but that should not take away from how good the match was. It was a very different affair from what we expected. We know Zack and Okada's style is literally chalk and cheese. Zack is submission based. Okada is much more speed and athleticism based. But there was something really methodical about this match. There was light and shade. It went 28 minutes, so that meant it wasn't too much, so you were sat there like, this is too boring. But enough to give you some excitement. We saw each man's offense. As always, Zack has proved why he is the best submission wrestler in the world. His transition, his ability to counter Okada's moves were amazing. In the end, Okada hit the Rainmaker for the win, and yeah, it was really sad. But I don't think it should take away from either guys. I love having Okada as champion, and I think 2022 is still like, there's still a long time. We've got like 8 months. So I think Zack will get his shot at one point. And after an amazing match, we were like, well, who is going to be next to challenge Okada? And it was Naito. But it was Okada who called Naito out. He was honest. He said, are people sick of seeing us fight? I personally don't think I am, as much as we've seen it quite often. And I think if there has to be someone to end the reign of Okada, I think it has to be Naito. And I think it has to be Zack Sabre Jr. who ends Naito's. But honestly, it was a phenomenal show. Like, a lot of people had grievances over these big pay-per-views, that there was not enough content, there was too much faff. You had 2 normal matches, 2 tag matches, and the rest were title matches. High caliber title matches showcasing the best of New Japan, but also moving stories along. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my video and that you enjoyed the show as much as I did. It was very long. I think it was nearly 4 hours, which is the longest that has been for a very, very long time. And the stadium was pretty much packed. And I think it shows that New Japan is moving on from the pandemic and we are getting back to some normality, whether it comes to the shows, the matches, or the storylines. And I'm excited to see what is going to happen going forward. So, as always, let me know what you think in the comments. What were your favourite matches? Is there anything you're looking forward to the most? And the biggest question of all, Sanada with a beard or Sanada without a beard? Let me know in the comments, message me on social media at wrestling_chat, and make sure to hit that like button, share with your friends, and hit subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!